Please open your books to page 288. This information we've already gone over, but please read it again. Take any additional notes you need to. Notice they're saying to find the value of a function for a certain number, substitute the number for the variable. Remember, x is our input, our independent variable, our domain. F of x is our output, our dependent variable, our range. Those are vocab terms we went over yesterday, so they should be in your notes, but just make sure that you know them. We went over examples just like this before, so you should be good to do the got it A and B. Go ahead and do that now. To check your work, f of 2 should be 2 minus 4. Nice simple one for us. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. And over here, we got a fraction. It's going to be slightly more complicated. F of 11 is 1/2. I'm going to write that as 0.5 times 11 plus 5. Half of 11 is 5.5, or 5.5 for those of you using fractions still. And that gives us 10.5 or 10.5, depending on how you wrote it. Function tables. You can organize the input, rule, and output. So when they say input, they mean x. When they say the rule, that's the equation. And the output is y, or in this particular section, it's f of x. That's what they mean by each of those terms in a function table. The variable for the domain is the independent variable. Remember, that's our x. It can be any number. The range is the set of dependent variables that depend on the domain. So in the example, they chose these 4 numbers as the domain. They substituted each of those values in one at a time into the rule, and then the resulting numbers became the range. So notice they put the domain is -2, -1, 0, and 1. The range is 3, 4, 5, 6. On page 289, they want us to do the same thing. It says choose 4 values for x to complete the function table for f of x equals x minus 7. Then state the domain and range of the function. Now, you can choose whatever numbers you would like to. You know what numbers I'm going to pick. Again, you should be trying these on your own and then double checking yourself with what I'm doing. Now, all I'm doing here is I'm replacing x with the number I've chosen. And you don't have to write the whole thing out, but I just want you to know where each of these things is coming from. I want us to get comfortable using that notation so that when we see it in future problems, we understand what they're asking us to do. Now, to get my resulting numbers, my output, I just make these little calculations. So 0 minus 7 is -7, 1 minus 7 is -6, 2 minus 7 is -5, and 3 minus 7 is -4. Again, your numbers might be different based on whatever domain you selected, whatever values you picked for x. But based on what I did, my domain is 0, 1, 2, 3. And my range is -7, -6, -5, -4. Notice that those are still in order from least to greatest, just like they're supposed to be.